But there's a drug, and we refer to it as a prodrug, N-acetylcysteine. When you take N-acetylcysteine, it's first converted to an amino acid called cysteine by the removal of the acetyl group, and then the cysteine, the cells can convert the cysteine to glutathione. And N-acetylcysteine and cysteine will cross cell membranes and get into cells. So we're trying to replete the cellular stores of glutathione to fight this oxidative stress. And the rationale of the trial was by giving N-acetylcysteine, we could potentially see an effect by improving these biomarkers. So our hypothesis for the trial was that treatment of patients with N-acetylcysteine will improve the serum levels of analytes that are reflective of increased oxidative stress in NPC patients. And so our objectives were to evaluate the safety of NAC in NPC patients. And whenever you hear me talk about a therapeutic trial, or you see the title of the protocol, it will always be safety and efficacy. Do not assume safety just because something is common. Wrong direction. And then to evaluate the efficacy, to improve the biomarkers associated with the increased oxidative stress. So it's safety and efficacy. Okay, so what was our trial design? This is a mouthful. It ended up being what we call a randomized, placebo-controlled crossover trial. So what does that mean? First of all, let me start here. Crossover trial. A crossover trial has two phases. And an individual patient goes through both phases. It has phase 1, which is a treatment phase, and phase 2 is a treatment phase. In one of the phases, you actually give the drug. In the other phase, you give the placebo. So that's placebo controlled. And placebo is something that looks like the drug, doesn't in hand, it tastes like the drug, smells like the drug. So the patient and the parents don't actually know, or the physicians know whether the patient's getting it during phase 1 or phase 2, and that's where the randomized comes in. The pharmacist, we say we have NEC 15. The pharmacist has a table that says, well, they get NEC on phase 1, placebo on phase 2. We don't know that from the study. So why do this? Because the setup is we see the patients at 0, 8, 12, and 20 weeks. If you just took a group of patients and treated them, and a group of patients and put them on placebo, that's sort of the more standard design. It would be half as many visits, a lot easier on the parents, a lot easier on us in terms of visits. But it comes back to the issues that we have with NPC. One of the major ones is we have small numbers of patients. So I can't get 100 patients to put in arm 1 and 100 patients to put in arm 2. So we're trying to use the patients as their own controls. Okay. The other problem is we have phenotypic heterogeneity. In this trial, we went, our youngest patient was like 18 months, and our oldest patient was in her 50s. It's hard to compare an 18-month-old to a 50-year-old. And as you know, from seeing your kids, they're very different. So by using their patient as their own control, hopefully you get the control group to look like the treatment group. The other issue was miglustat. About half the patients we see are on off-label miglustat use. I can talk parents into a lot of things, but I don't think I'm going to talk parents into coming off with miglustat for 5 months if they got their insurance company to cover it. So it's a variable for us. If I rheostat effect, if there is one, could confound what we see if there is an effect of NAC. But by using the crossover trial, all we required was, if you were on miglustat at this point, don't change your dose, continue it through. So it's one way of handling that variable and making sure with small numbers we didn't get skewing in our randomization. So the study was designed to accrue 35 patients, and the goal was that we would have 30 patients complete the study. Okay. Outcome measures, the primary outcome measure was reduction of oxysterols, a disease-specific indicator of oxidative stress. The secondary outcome measures were actually the non-specific markers of oxidative stress for butyl and also looking directly at glutathione. We also put in subjective measures of clinical improvement. Many times, parents will try something, and you will appreciate a positive benefit when you give something to your children. Physicians and researchers always have to worry, well, is that what we call a placebo effect? It's very important information if it's real, but it can always be confounded by what's a placebo, because we want it to work. And it's not just parents. Physicians are subject to this too. We want it to work. By doing a mass study or a blinded study, if you're appreciating a positive benefit, that correlates with when the kids are on the NAC. It doesn't correlate with when they're on the placebo. That becomes very powerful information. And that is actually a symptom in a clinical outcome measure, not a biochemical one. We also look at what we call experimental exploratory outcome measures. We identified outcome measures, but we know we need more in our toolbox, and we need to understand more about NPC. What do we use in the next round of therapeutic trials? NEC might not work at all. We spend a year bringing patients in. Even if the trial is not effective, we've still gotten a lot of information out on other aspects of NPC that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So it's one way of saying, I think NAC is good, it has a reasonable chance, but if it doesn't work, let's at least make sure we get more information about NPC itself. Okay, so what's the status of the trial? We had it approved, and I think parents don't appreciate how many committees and stuff you have to go through and get people saying yes. You just sort of want to do it, especially with something simple like NAC that you can buy at the health food store. We started out with IRB approval last June. The FDA wants to look at it. That went in July. We were able to start enrolling patients last September and had the